You ever buy something thinking you're getting peace and quiet and end up starting a war you never signed up for? That was me, just a guy chasing silence at the edge of a mountain, only to land in the crosshairs of the most power-hungry HOA president you could ever imagine. Yeah, you heard me right. Some folks collect stamps, some hunt deer. This woman hunted deeds. See, I bought my house for the quiet. Not the square footage, not the mountain views, not even the little lake beyond the ridge, just the silence that hits you in the chest, soft but deep, like stepping inside a memory you forgot you needed. I found the place by accident, standing on that old wraparound porch, looking out over a pine valley so still you could hear the wind brushing through needles. No neighbors, no HOA newsletters about which way to hang your flag, no rules about the height of your grass. I checked everything myself: title search, tax clearances, and the old couple selling it. The Bennetts seemed honest as the day was long. They were headed off to Arizona for retirement and left me with a handshake, a smile, and the keys. I settled in, did all the unpacking, built a little office in the sunroom, finally started learning to brew coffee like they do in Portland, took long hikes on my own land. For 7 glorious days, I didn't hear another human voice except my own. Then one morning, while I'm sanding down the porch rail, I hear a parade of tires crunching up my drive. Out walks this woman, red blazer, white pants, haircut sharp as a razor, flanked by 2 guys in gray polos, all holding clipboards like shields. She comes at me with, "You must be Mr. Gilmore. We need to talk about some violations." Violations, she says, pointing at my house like it's an abandoned meth lab. She tells me I'm occupying an unregistered structure. That's right, she tries to say my home isn't a legal residence and I need to vacate. Now, I'm not the type to take kindly to threats on my own property, especially from someone I didn't invite. I tell her I have a deed, a legal title, the whole 9 yards. She flashes this tight little smile, calls herself Karen Dorsey, president of the Silver Pine Hollow HOA. Claims my land falls under their Phase 4, shows me some map her clipboard drones are clutching. I laugh, tell them to leave, remind them that if they come back, they'll be trespassing. She leans in and says, "You don't know what you're getting into." Well, maybe I didn't then, but I sure as hell do now. They peel out. Next morning, my mailbox is gone. Not bent, not smashed, vanished. Just a rectangle of dirt and a couple screws. That night, I find a 4-foot wide trench where my drive meets the road with a stake in the dirt and a sign reading "Non-Residential Zone, HOA Access Only." You can't make this up. I don't call the cops, I call a tow truck. Driver just whistles, somebody's real mad at you, man. Then it gets weird. SUVs show up, park across from my drive for hours, tinted windows, like they're watching me through binoculars. When I step outside, they creep away. That night, my Wi-Fi's dead, security cameras are offline, someone cut the lines. I start installing more cameras, beefing up every system. The next day, a manila envelope appears under my door, official looking, from the HOA, demanding I vacate in 30 days, citing codes and zoning violations I've never even heard of. They even send a map, all crayon red and labeled Future Development Zone. That's when it hits me. This isn't about code. They want my land. I drive to the county office, dig up the property records. Turns out the HOA tried 3 times to get this land folded into their fiefdom, every attempt shot down. I head home thinking I've got the receipts, but that night the SUVs light up my house like I'm in a prison escape movie. I stand on my porch, phone in hand, thinking, you want war? Fine. You got it. 3 days later, a lawsuit arrives. They want to evict me, demolish my house, transfer my land to the HOA. I pour myself a drink, scan the paperwork, and spot their evidence, fake maps, a forged affidavit from someone I've never met claiming my house isn't legal. That's when I call Ben, my old law school buddy, now running a boutique firm. "You got documents?" he asks. "Oh, I got documents," I tell him. By sundown, we filed a countersuit for harassment, fraud, and attempted wrongful eviction. Here's the twist. Ben's title expert Dana digs into the digital plat maps and finds the HOA tried to sneak in an unapproved boundary extension, the map they used in court. It's based on a file that never even got certified. just shoved in a draft folder hoping no one would notice. Karen submitted it herself. This wasn't bureaucratic confusion. This was a con job. That night the power goes out. Generator fails. Wires ripped out boot prints in the snow. My fiber cable's been slashed. Security footage ends with two hooded figures behind the garage. I call 911, but when the cops show up, Karen arrives too, claiming I threatened her patrol team with a gun. Cops don't buy it, but they don't arrest her either. Just take statements and tell me to calm down. Yeah, right. I start moving like I'm in a spy thriller, lock up my documents in a bank vault, set up solar backups and motion sensors, barely sleep. Meanwhile, Ben gets us an emergency injunction stopping the HOA from coming near my land until the case is sorted. I hire a geodetic survey team, they bring drones and all this NASA gear, and after 3 days they hand me proof my property is well outside the HOA boundary. The surveyor even gives us a sworn declaration the map used in court is a fake. I take it all to the press. News vans roll up, reporter named Levi films my story, fake eviction sabotage, phony maps, you name it. The piece airs that night and the floodgates open. Turns out Karen's been running this scam for years. Dozens of homeowners reach out fines for flower beds, threats over flagpoles, even a guy whose dog was labeled a nuisance species. Karen tried to annex 2 other properties before, always with missing documents or lost signatures. Then things get real. My mailbox gets trashed. A threat note shows up under my mat. Get out now, you won't be warned again. I bag it, send it to Ben, and file it with the sheriff. The HOA tries to hit me with a cease and desist, claiming I'm slandering them on TV. Ben laughs, says, they're scared. We file a new suit for defamation, malicious prosecution, and vandalism, attach the surveyor's analysis and all the evidence. Here's where it goes from drama to thriller. I dig into the HOA's digital records. Find the boundary overlays were added after certification full-on tampering. My digital forensics buddy confirms it, says he'll testify. Now we've got proof of digital fraud on top of forged signatures and physical sabotage. Then one night I spot flashlights in my woods, 2 guys in security jackets. I hit the panic button. Cops show one guy gets caught with bolt cutters. Turns out he's Karen's patrol captain. He gets arrested. Karen tries to talk her way out of it at the station, but the sheriff's not buying what she's selling. A whistleblower on the HOA board. Linda Pearson comes forward, turns over internal emails, board notes, even a scanned check showing Karen paid a freelance CAD tech to backdate files. Linda testifies, says Karen's been pulling this stunt for years, trying to grab land whenever someone's guard is down. The court hearing is a circus. Karen shows up, eyes darting fake calm. Her lawyer tries to spin it as a misunderstanding. Judge isn't having it. Dana presents everything. Maps, expert testimony, whistleblower, emails. The judge asks Karen to stand, tells her she's under investigation for conspiracy and forgery. Karen turns pale. Witnesses line up, people fined for fence paint, veterans whose service dogs were banned, families threatened with eviction. Then Linda Pearson delivers the knockout blow details, every scheme, every forged map, every time Karen said, trust me, nobody checks. The judge's ruling drops like a hammer. The HOA acted outside its charter, forged documents, harassed non-members, misrepresented the law. The HOA board is dissolved, a state trustee appointed, and Karen is arrested right there in the courtroom, handcuffs and all. The press has a field day. Karen's indicted, denied bail, and ends up with a 10-year sentence. HOA assets frozen. My countersuit wins. I get my legal fees, damages, and a declaration that my land was never in the HOA. Silver Pine Hollow was restructured into a voluntary council. Folks start dropping by to thank me. Some even apologize for not believing me at first. Dana frames the judge's ruling, gives it to me in walnut. I hang it next to the deed from 1946. Ben calls it poetic. Me, I just call it finally over. But I gotta ask, what would you have done? Stand your ground or fold when the clipboard army comes calling justice or just stubbornness? Go ahead, sound off in the comments, because if there's one thing I learned out here, it's that sometimes silence is worth fighting for.